One match left here in Raleigh with the two-time national champ Nick Gwiazdowski. I'm Andrew Sanders, and a look at the first five. Hey, NC State in control. And really won 5 of the first 6. At one point, we're up 18-3. Now it's 18-13, and the potential exists for Dayton Pitzer to help Pitt to a come-from-behind win. If he's going to do it, though, he's going to have to go through a top 5 ranked wrestler in Isaac Trumble, who has been a thorn in the side of Pitt ever since he was a freshman and upset Nino Bonacorsi in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Isaac's been a good wrestler from the start. He's been getting better, up at probably a more natural weight class for his build up at heavyweight. But Pitzer's a good wrestler, offensive wrestler, good athlete. You can see him moving a lot. Was having a good year last year, but unfortunately had a shoulder surgery, I believe, right?
Separated his shoulder. Yeah, missed 6 weeks. Was an NCAA qualifier. Finished third at ACCs as Trumble.
Got to get his hands locked, drive up on his feet here. Good clear by Pitzer, though.
Coach Gavin told me a couple years ago when Pitzer was a freshman, talking about being great right away, that they were determining, hey, are we going to pull his red shirt or not? Because he's a guy that can compete for a national championship right now. That was a couple of years ago. As you said, though, he's battled health injuries, but he is healthy and wrestling very well. 8-1 on the year.
These are both a little bit smaller heavyweights, but they're long, good athletes. You're not going to see much standing around. Both our attacks already on both sides. So,
how could a small heavyweight have some success, right? You were known to be on a little bit of the lighter side, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but you stay active, right? Yeah. You keep moving your opponent, you moving yourself, and when you get to your positions, you got to be strong, right? These guys might be smaller, but they're strong. I guarantee, at least from my experience, Isaac gets his hands locked. It's a lot of pull power, and that says a lot to Pitzer getting his leg back too, right? So.
Trumble talking about adding weight, and he said the focus has just been good, clean diet, adding good muscle, not just adding weight for weight's sake and adding fat.
And a lot of food, a lot of good food.
He was also famous in that cut to 197. He would go on these long runs.
Yeah.
And he has changed that to short sprints at this
Trumble
point.
Here looking to really take advantage of himself in this front headlock here. Working this. Gonna look to sprawl his leg back here. Good work by both these guys. Trumble might be in a little bit of a...
Out, you said? Out. You said. Out.
They didn't look out from here.
Wow.
NC State coaching staff did not like that. They had a better look at it than we did.
Yeah, I don't know what view that ref had, because it's actually, okay. All right, yeah, I guess he just called it late. They were out of bounds. Trumble here looking to bring Pitzer underneath him here, pulling on that front headlock. It's never enjoyable to get your head pulled under by a guy that weighs 240 pounds. It's not really enjoyable. But again, you're in this business for a reason. Good attack by Pitzer. Trumble.
Danger three.
Right to shoots his high crotch, right to the crackdown. Late in the first period here with his leg in. Trumble put both legs in. That's a lot of pressure on Pitzer's back.
He's been working on attacks, he said, specifically that work at heavyweight. Has to be a little more careful than he was at 197. In his words, he said, I can't get underneath guys like I used to. I can't get smushed.
No, you can't get smushed, but again, you take the momentum, you keep moving. Let's rewatch this here. You're going to watch Trumble fire off his attack, but keep his momentum going. Put Pitzer to his butt here, steps over.
Red chooses bottom.
Covers both his legs. Good takedown. End of the period again. Scoring at the end of the period. Important stuff. Impactful in the match, right? Now Pitzer is in a position where he really needs to score takedowns in this match.
Trumble showing off the offensive tools. Again, one of 2 wrestlers. We saw Robinson put on a show both during the match and after with the backflips earlier at 125.
Pitzer looking for a cradle early. But now that Isaac's got his arm out, Pitzer's in a tough position to finish this. But Trumble's got to be ready to brace there and not go to his own back.
He does get the...
You got 2 there?
Spoke too soon. That was dangerous, huh?
Yeah, that was a great setup by Pitzer. But again, Trumble was able to clear out of that, and now he's back on his feet. Good. Trumble keeping good pressure here.
Back and green.
Back and Pitzer out of bounds. And that's where that size makes a difference. Is yes, I can push a heavyweight around for 3 minutes, but you're doing it for 5, 6, 7. Not just push, but hold your ground. push and hold your ground, because that's another large body leaning into you for 7 minutes. You got to be able to hold your ground. Great work by Trumble, bringing him onto the mat, pulling him underneath him. Looking for great work. Got to keep his feet on the mat here. Don't want to be caught jumping, because then you take all your weight off the mat and onto your opponent here. Looks like we might have close to a danger call. Trumble building his lead to 7-0. So far, we've seen him score from a defensive position where Pitzer was on his leg, and also a leg attack here. So a little bit of, for the diehard wrestling fans, a little bit of diversity in scoring. Trumble's eager to get both those legs in, but Pitzer seems to be fighting them out pretty well. It's never great when you got both your legs in an opponent's butts raising up, but Trumble seems to be pretty strong here, where he's flattening his opponent out.
Isaac Trumble's been dominant so far. I think you don't always start at 125, but as a heavyweight, you have to relish this opportunity, right? Being the last guy, the anchor, to close out a duel that's still in the balance.
Absolutely. I would kind of look myself like a Mariano Rivera type, right? Yeah. Tight duel. I know Pat well, right? You see he's nervous, right? You're like, brother, I'm good. I'm good. Let me go. I'm ready to go. You know, I've seen my opponents before. I know what I'm capable of doing, and you know, you got a couple thousand people here in Reynolds excited to watch you, sticking around. They might know the dual meet's wrapped up, but they want to stick around and watch the big man go at it. So good work by Pitzer here, getting to his feet, fighting for a lock, and big mat return out of Trumble. Not the easiest to do in the 6th minute. Legs in, flatten Pitzer out. Looking for some type of pinning combination, but again, Pitzer's got Trumble's leg, which is good work on Pitzer's
getting
part.
A little high here?
A little high. He needs to scoot back a little bit and get his arms, kind of wiggle himself back to kind of reposition him. It's always tough to turn a guy with 2 legs in, because when you think of the 2 legs, you're kind of planted right behind them. But now it looks like Trumble's got 1 leg out, so we might actually see a turning attempt happen here.
I thought he might have been too high, but he's tall. He was really tall for 197. Really used that length to his advantage. And he gets hit with a stall, does Pitzer. That puts it in major territory. And ride time is all but locked up here. And now it is.
Yeah, Trumble's got a slight size advantage, it looks like. I don't see the weigh-in sheets, but you know, Trumble's imposing his will now, right? A couple big mat returns, a couple scores, and he's, you know, you see it. He's keeping Pitzer's face and chest on the mat. That's a tough position to recover from, and now you're building your lead 8-0 over the 13th ranked wrestler.
Trumble, who won gold at the U23 World Championships in 23. Brought it back to NC State, first ever.
Good transition with Trumble to get both his legs out. Now he's just got 1 leg out. And Pitzer reaching back, almost planting Trumble on his back there, really threatening late in the match.
Got to go for something late.
And another stall call, and Pitzer just backing out of bounds. And awareness on Trumble's point to save the major decision, right? But again, those are habits that are created throughout the year.
Isaac Trumble wrestling in front of his home crowd. He seals out the dual meet. The dominant performance over one of the nation's best in Dayton, Pitzer.
Yeah, exciting, great dual meet tonight. Not Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh brought it from the upper weights in and made the match interesting late. But overall, great dual meet and keeping this ACC momentum going.
Make it 6 straight for NC State over Pittsburgh as they stay unbeaten in ACC competition.